All right, can we stand up and have a moment of silence? Pledge allegiance to the flag.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please, everybody, turn your cell phones off. Please, everybody, turn your cell phones off. Well, this is like a town hall meeting for us tonight. We're going to discuss whatever anybody wants to discuss out here. And there'll be somebody around with a mic. Debbie will be around with a mic, so anybody can talk.
Thanks, George.
And also, I know Tracy's got something that you'd like to get up and talk about. I heard.
No, Tracy needs to get sworn in tonight.
Yeah, okay.
So Millie, if you want to do that, and just so that everybody knows, a town hall, the rules of the road, we can't have more than 2 board members sitting at the table, or it would be considered a quorum. So I am sitting over here. So I am not at the table.
So Tracy, come on up, and Millie will swear you in.
Okay. Come on, George.
Testing.
Okay, Trace. Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been appointed to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the governing documents of Brookridge Community Property Owners Incorporated? That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote, and safeguard the best interests of the citizens of Brookridge and the welfare of its membership. Do you swear? You may lower your hand. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you as duly appointed, Tracy McCumber, and officially installed into the office. Congratulations. Nomination committee. Be nice, wouldn't it?
So we can open it up now. If people have got questions that you'd like to ask, I'll bring up.
Okay. I'll come to you. Okay, which way do you want? It's on.
Beverly, Epstein, Unit 6. I have a question, and I really would, please give us an explanation of what's happening with the election. The bylaws said it should be done in October, but the nominating committee meeting, when are the ballots going out? And you have a legal opinion that one of those documents we received that said having a part-time member was null and void, and then it came out again that they're looking for more people. Do you have anybody that applied?
Well, first off, we do. We have one person right now. It closes tomorrow. Let me just explain to you something. The reason why we opened it back up was twofold. One is our phones went down in the office. No one could get a hold of us. So let me tell you how that all went down. They came back from holiday break from Thanksgiving on Monday morning and had no phones or computers because we do voice over internet. If you don't have one, you don't have the other. We called. They called. Of course, first they said it was one place. That wasn't so. Then they said it was another place, and in those time frames, you have to do a ticket, a trouble ticket. They did a trouble ticket. First person, it takes 2 days for them to come out, as you all know, to get anything done. First person comes out, it ain't us, and it's not on our end, it's on voice over internet end, okay? Well, guess what? You gotta do another whole ticket, trouble ticket with Spectrum. Just like with any other company you have, you gotta do another ticket. You gotta wait another amount of time. Finally, they came out, found the problem, and fixed it. So that was 4 days. I can tell you, I spent probably several hours on the phone and many, many, many minutes on wait. Just waiting with all the music going on. Arlene did too. And we finally had somebody come out here and fix it. After we were not pleasant to them on the phone for 4 days without phones. As you can imagine how unpleasant we were. They came out and fixed it, and we were like, well, first off, people couldn't call and ask questions, couldn't send us an email, couldn't do anything, so we just thought it was fair enough to open it up. We have one person per snowbird. Our attorney had told us that it was fine, it was legal, so we have some additional questions for him, which we're waiting to get back. The nominating committee is in place. They are having their meeting, and we're closing it on the 8th because the ballots, all our paperwork has to be ready by the 20th for the printer, the printing company to come out and do everything. So we are on track just like last year. The nominating committee did not get put in place until November of last year. If you look back in the minutes and everything. It did not get in place until last year. We actually followed last year's, the way they had done it last year. So that's where we are right now. But I can tell you, when you're in technology and you're voice over internet, that creates multiple problems. Yes, sir.
Do you have a backup plan? Now that, okay.
Me?
I'm sorry.
That's all right, no problem.
My name's Richard Fleiss.
Hold it close.
Closer? Okay.
Yes.
My name is Richard Fleiss, and Unit 6 on Del Rio here in Brookridge. And I'm the one person, that's the snowbird that's running for board member, by the way. Since your voice over internet protocol went down, and you say your computers were not working and your phones, that's like you're dead in the water. So now, have you decided to get at least one landline or something to be a backup or whatnot? So if this happened again?
Yes, these were landlines. They were completely, everything was down.
But if you have a landline that's not predicated with computer, you should be able to get phone calls.
It actually got, somehow or another, it got the phones over the weekend. They determined that Thanksgiving weekend got forwarded. They could not find out what IP address it was forwarded to. That was the problem. So if they could find out what IP, then they could switch the IP back. But whatever happened on a Saturday afternoon when nobody was in the office. Nobody was there. And they have no idea how it happened. I believe it was probably on their end doing something, because when you go into our telephone computer room, it is, everything's there, but it got forwarded. They couldn't figure out what line it was forwarded to, because as you know, when you pick up a line, and you're in an office, you could have maybe 10, 15 trees that are going out, meaning trunks. You don't know what number it's, you could call out on 555-1212, you're thinking, but it's shown at your house as 555-1414. You have no idea. So it got forwarded and they have no idea. So it became, and as you know, if your cable TV is down, you're gonna wait. If you have other things that are down, you're gonna wait. So we had to wait. Yes, Lisa?
Lucille Dwyer, report. I need clarification also by what you started speaking about. How many positions are being filled on board? And just a number, how many applicants are already in place to want to have one of those positions? I'll have one more question after you finish.
So right now, it would be Millie and George are up for re-election. We're gonna fill that other spot, and then the snowbird, so it would be 7 total. How many we have right now? I just know of the gentleman who had put in for the snowbird. I don't know of anybody else.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that there are more positions than people at this moment that are vying for the positions.
No, because I have no idea how many people are gonna be for these positions. We right now just have one gentleman who, I just put a name and a face together tonight. That's all that I knew was this gentleman here for the snowbird.
I still feel a little muddled with this, but you have right now 5 active board members. 2 have resigned and they're in the drawer. They weren't filled. Okay, meaning they weren't filled during this past year that ends March. But you're saying for March, when we nominate, we're gonna have all 7 positions available to be filled?
No.
No, that's what I need to
By
clarify.
no means. They got 2 years. Jim and Debbie have 2 more years after.
No, we're talking about
But you said the whole position, Lucy.
all
Okay, so
7.
this is the way this takes place, because it happened to me.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years,
It's different.
I guess I-
Clarification on it.
oh, you
Yeah, that's why I need to know, because I think it's a little muddled.
I did, yes, there's 4 openings. I did get clarification from the attorney on the 2 resignation openings. Okay, if we were to fill them without an election, okay, if I just said, Lucy, you're on the board, okay? You would fill that position to the term of that position, not to March, to the term of that election, to the term that they were up.
Right, but you haven't done that.
No,
So what I'm saying is, how many positions are going to be available, whether or not you have that many people that want to be nominated to a position, that want to be voted in?
we,
4.
okay. It depends on how many people right now, up until tomorrow, put their applications or resumes in. That will determine how many, besides George and I, running for the board. So you have a gentleman here that, Snowbird, I'm gonna call you your 6-month vacationer. He put his application in, which tomorrow is the deadline. Right now, a couple more people could come to the
Right.
office tomorrow. So we don't know exactly the total.
Okay, this is all I wanted to know, is that up to 4, first 2 people that want to continue to be board members, and then the other 2,
right,
they're going to be available for as many nominees that want to go forward to get voted in. But if there aren't that many, meaning there's only 3 so far, it means there'll be 1 that will be not filled.
correct.
and those already nominating themselves will be definitely on the board. No?
No, because we don't know how many's gonna be put in for tomorrow.
No, I meant the
Oh.
three, there's only three now.
Right, but I don't know how many people have put in. I just know this gentleman over here. That's all I know. I don't know how many other people have put in.
Okay, so nobody knows right now?
No, we don't.
Why would we?
No.
There's no need for us to know.
There's no
until-
need for us to know. No,
No, I'm just simplifying that there's gonna be 4 positions available.
correct.
And the 2 that had resigned, according to the attorney, if those 2 positions get filled by,
No, we're only filling one of those.
that's what I needed to.
Yes.
So there's
Well-
only 3.
There's 4 positions available. There's Millie and George that are for re-election. And then there's the snowbird, and then there's the other position that we're gonna make available. That would be one of the ones that resigned. Right.
Are we clear? I think I'm clear now.
Are you, is it better? Okay. All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I got a
That's
couple.
probably as clear as,
I've got a
oh,
couple
I'm
questions.
sorry.
This comes from Jared Kraft. She's in Unit 1. She says, please explain, does one need to be a homeowner to be on the board?
Yes,
Yes. They have to be a member of the BCPO.
yes.
Yes.
A
and they must
member,
be
a
in
member
good
and a
standing.
resident are 2 different things. In other words, on the UBL, can a live-in person or a full-time renter run for the board?
No,
And the answer is no.
no.
And then I got one more question. Have you updated, submitted the document to the court to enable Snowbird to be elected to the board legally, James Bennett, Unit 3?
We are in the process of doing that. That's at our attorney with Miss Amber.
And how many applications do you have at this point?
Have no idea, just know about the one snowbird. I already spoke to that.
So basically 3. You got George and Millie and
Yeah,
Richard.
George and Millie, yes.
And Richard. So
And
it's, right now,
Richard.
to their best of knowledge, they have 3 people running for the board.
Right.
Hopefully that answers the questions for you too.
Linda Waltz, Unit 4. I have a concern about the news and views, the front page. They got on here that the golf cart parade is on the 11th, and it is the 13th. The ADRC meeting is on the 20th, and it's on the 21st. This is the first thing people look at, and we have this kind of mistakes on it. Doesn't even say anything about our BOD meeting on December the 20th.
No, and it also has our meeting for tonight at a long time.
Yes. Who's making these mistakes? The printer? The editor? Because we also have the calendar online, which has all the wrong dates. Can somebody at least go online on our new website and make those corrections on the calendar?
I don't know if we can do it already, something that the webmaster had put on. That is an issue. We have a webmaster now, and I don't believe we can do that. Once we give them a document to upload, then it's uploaded. But I had already discussed it with Arlene that we're gonna have to send out an email blast so that it can be put out there of the date corrections, right? So we will. And speaking of the website, oh, sorry, go ahead, I'm sorry. Your name and-
Barbara Turpin in Unit 4. Going back to the election, why aren't you filling all 7 positions?
We don't feel a need to do that.
It should be an odd number.
It is 7 is odd.
Yes, but if you're only filling one of the two that you can, you're not having, you only have 6 positions.
No, we're having 7 total.
Okay.
There's Leo,
Mm-hmm,
Jim, me,
mm-hmm.
right now, George, Millie, Snowbird, and another position. If my math serves me correctly, that's 7.
Don't say snowbird because it's either or. It doesn't have to be the snowboard. I know, right, that's what I'm saying. If you can't say snowbird, don't say that because it's in your,
We are
it's
changing.
possible. It says in the position, in the article that we voted on, it says may be a seasonal and or part-time.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
No,
if
but
he
we are,
doesn't get
right,
those votes.
but
My other question is, you haven't clarified, if you were lucky enough to say have 10 people running and 5 are snowbirds, and the 5 birds get the most votes, then the first one would get the vote to get into the position, and then the other 4 that were high in the ranking for voting would not get a position, but then the next one, who's a full-timer, would get a position. That hasn't been clarified in anything that I've read as to how you're going to handle an election if you have more than one snowbird application.
well, I can tell you this. This is the first time the board has undertaken this. It should have been undertaken many, many years ago. And hold on, let me finish. And also, we have made it perfectly clear when we had undertaken this, that this was a new avenue for us. We were gonna have to maybe jiggle things around because we didn't know all the bumps in the road. We had expected bumps in the road, but we thought it would be fair. It is only the right thing to do to allow somebody who pays dues, HOAs, property tax, to have the benefit to fill a position on the board. And we said that from the time that we had Meet the Candidates night. We firmly believed that everyone should have an equal opportunity to stay on the board.
And that's another reason, excuse me, and that's another reason why it was put on the ballot. It either was gonna be yay or nay. Residents here, taxpayers, voted to have a vacationer, never mind a snowbird, someone that is here for 6 months, like the president said, pays taxes, pays HOAs, pays dues. And it's terrible because it's trying to be explained that you're discriminating. We're not discriminating about anyone that wants to run for this board. No, don't do that to me because I'm talking. Okay, don't do that, that's rude. What the president is trying to explain to you is these positions will be filled by vote. By vote. There's a possibility that George and I may not get in. There's always that possibility. But it's going to determine by the vote of everyone that sends in their ballots, period.
Understood. My question is, how, if a seasonal or snowbird gets on the board, when they are not in-house, how are they going to vote? And has the lawyer specified this, and does the Florida HOA Association?
Have you heard of Zoom?
So you're going to start doing Zoom?
We can. We do.
No. I'm asking you.
Okay. Hold on.
Have you set up protocols? And I have not heard of any protocols as to how you are going to handle a meeting and how someone can vote or not vote.
I made that perfectly clear last year when I said there is all kinds of technology now since COVID has come about. I have attended so many meetings on Zoom. I am right there in person.
I am too, but you haven't stated to the community how this will be handled.
I most certainly did. And we have a projector. We have a screen where that person could be live right now, right here, and looking and seeing all of you and you looking at seeing where they're sitting in their kitchen. If somebody is sick on the board, we have no problem Zooming them. We have that technology here. We have a projector right there. We have a screen right here.
And does that comply with the state's HOA guidelines?
Yes, they're in person.
Okay. I just have not heard it stated as to what the policy of this board, and it has to be continually consistent with the next board and the next board. Each board can't go changing how it's going to be handled, as we've had happen with all our policies.
Well, I hope the next board understands technology.
I deal with this myself.
Did you?
I got a couple of questions too.
Okay.
Jerry Kraft, I think you're the one again. She's asking, is there going to be a board meeting on December 20th?
Yes, 7 p.m. here.
Okay.
I hope to see Jerry.
And she said, I believe December's meeting been canceled in the past, and reason being it's not being canceled. It was the way the schedule was in the beginning of the year. It wasn't scheduled. But since we're not having workshops anymore on Tuesdays, you gotta have the meeting on Wednesday night.
Well, we have a big announcement to make to everybody on the 20th, and we hope to see everyone here, especially Jerry.
And this is coming from Mr. James Bennett. He's in Unit 3. Can you confirm if the BCBO is currently facing legal liability from current or pending court cases?
That's something we can.
As to, we don't have,
No.
I mean,
I read
We
it word for word. So.
we have, I mean, at this time,
We don't have any.
we don't have any comment on anything. I'm sure if we did, it would be under legal action.
Beverly Epstein, Unit 6. Our bylaws, Article 5, Section 2, say that all directors must reside year-round in Brookridge and be a PCOB member. Co-owners of a lot or person residing on the same lot may not serve as the members of the PCOB Board of Directors at the same time. Wouldn't it be proper to change that before you open it up to snowbirds or vacation people?
Right, we already had discussed this with the lawyer before we did it.
I'm sorry.
And we already discussed this with our attorney before we did it, and the attorney is now making the appropriate changes through the state.
It can't be changed without a vote.
Right, we already had it voted on in the ballot.
We can vote on
Yes,
that.
thank you. We already had it voted on. Yes, we already did.
Excuse me, I don't want to cause a controversy, being the only snowbird. But,
Vacationer.
okay, or vacationer, whatever you want to call me. My family has had a home and an extra lot. I have basically 2 lots, a home, one with a home on it and one right next to my home that I've been paying on. We've been here since 1980, okay? And I love this community. I just want to tell you that. I love this community. And as I see it, we all voted recently, and I guess that part for letting a snowbird serve on the board got more yeses than no's. Okay, now I look at it, maybe there's 9 people running and I'm the only snowbird, but I would think if everybody but me got more votes, then maybe you won't have a snowbird on the board, okay? Because if there's 5 people that have way more votes than me, then maybe I don't qualify to be on the board. I hope I do. I hope I can serve because I want to do a good job for everybody. But I don't want to cause controversy for anybody. Okay. Okay. And right, so please please understand, I want to help everybody here. That's my point. I don't want to cause people, you know.
I don't think you need to apologize to anybody.
I just want to say one thing. Welcome to the community.
Dick Terrio, Unit 3. I had a chance to meet Richard last week, 2 weeks ago. You got a good man. Also, to ease a couple fears, most everybody knows me. At our golf club, probably 6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, we allowed snowbirds, vacationers, to be on the board. Our board at the golf club, which is too many in my opinion, has 10. 4 of the 10 can be snowbirds. As Debbie said, and Millie and George, we put it on our big TV in our clubhouse. We have a phone system here. I don't know exactly what it is. I was a board member twice. I used it once, and then they went on. But they have board members on the screen in communications with everybody else. It works fine. The difference maybe between here and there, each board member in our golf club has to have a committee. Debbie, do they have to have a committee here? A board member?
No.
Okay. The difference over there, if the clubhouse manager is a snowbird, it's pretty hard for her maybe to do everything. She has a committee person. That's kind of her go-to, her gopher to help. But here, you got a board that you're only having one snowbird with opinions and ideas since you've been here since 1980. So guys, it's not a bad deal. It's really not a bad, it's very fresh ideas and some good stuff. That's just my 2 cents. Thank you.
And remember, like I have said, demographics have definitely changed in Brookridge. We have people now that are buying homes here that are still not eligible, or they're like at that 5-6 year mark to retirement. You know, they're trying to tie up things where they're coming from and get their retirement in order. And that is just a normal process for any neighborhood to undertake. It happened to me where I came from, and demographics change. You have people that live there for 18, 20 years. They're moving out, they're moving with family, and someone in their 50s are now moving in. Well, the other thing that has happened, technology has changed. And this time, the way technology has changed, it has gone further than what we had ever expected. I sit many times a week on a Zoom with somebody in the Midwest on a phone call. HUD, I sit with them in DC on a phone call, and I'm looking right at them. They're looking right at all of us. I'm in my office, coworker in her office, somebody else is in their office, and we have little blocks where we see each other. It's technology. It is actually a great thing. You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to take time off and not be in your office. You could sit for an hour or two and get so much done on a meeting, and then say, see you later, come down when you want to be warm. Doctor's appointments virtual. Some people call it virtual, I call it Zoom, but a lot of people, it's virtual now, especially since COVID. And it's just the way things are going. And I would be very upset if I bought in here and I paid quite a sum of money for my home, and yet I paid my HOA fees. I left for maybe, to be honest, depending upon what part of the world you're coming from in here, some places have to be back for 6 months. So they must be at that 6 months or whatever. And so in those 6 months, they're not using any of our facilities. They're not coming through the gate. They're not having DoorDash, groceries, whatever you want to call it. They're not coming to the pool. They're not coming to any of the other things that we have to offer, but yet we expect them And we require of them to pay their dues, obey the rules, get their lawn mowed, whatever necessary that has to be done, and yet they don't have a vote, they don't have a say. And I think that, and I have said that from the very beginning, that was very wrong. And I can see how it happened, because when this neighborhood was formed, the internet, there wasn't anything around. So I can understand how it happened, and I can see how it happened, but no one over the years have come up with technology. And that's all we wanted to do, was come up with technology and give everybody a fair shot. And those people that may sit on the board from that we call snowbirds, vacationers, whatever, have some ideas that we might not know about, and we welcome them all. So that's, yeah, Lucy, hold on. It's on.
Hi, it's Sylvia here from Report. I didn't mean to get all this going. All I wanted to know, and she clarified it, is that usually there are 7 people on the board, but this past year, due to 2 resignations, there were only 5, and they made a decision not to fill the other 2. By right, the board can have nominees come in during the year to fill a vacancy. That's what you want to call it, right? Now that we're coming into a new year that starts in April, I would just want to know that all, if possible, all 7 positions would be available. I understand now there might only be a few, 2 being reelected, wanting to be reelected, 1 gentleman here that wants to be on the board that we know of, and if that's the case, there will still be a position that isn't filled because we don't have a person want to be nominated. I just wanted that to be clarified.
I would like to change the subject. Tracy McCumber, Unit 2. I would like to just say a big thank you to the Public Works Department. They've been doing a great job getting the signs up in the community. Vince and I have spoken, and we are going to be at some point soon getting our new evacuation signs out. But I'd just like to extend a thank you to Public Works. Thank you.
And just speaking of traffic, the 3rd time now, Vince, I think I had told you about this, somebody going the wrong way up Brookridge Boulevard from Electra, going the wrong way, almost, went all the way this time to the top of the hill. So we're probably gonna have to put a wrong way sign up there, but definitely.
We're working on that area, because when you come off Denison, if you're not really paying attention, you don't know there's another lane. So I'll meeting tomorrow, and we will put that on our price.
Yes, okay. And another shout out to Public Works and Beautification. They did a wonderful job on all the decorations. We're hoping next year we put in the budget to get, as they requested, brand new the LED lights that will be a lot brighter and shine prettier and be probably a little bit more cost effective. So yeah, so we hope that, but they've done a wonderful job out there. The other thing, the gate, the outbound the outbound resident gate is operational. There is an 8-second delay on it. We're seeing if they can calibrate it a little bit better, but it now matches the inbound gate. So both gates now, mechanism-wise, is the same gate, and we needed that. They are working on the other things with the gate, but right now that gate is operational. We had to wait. The reason why for the delay was the cover that came with it, meaning for that tower, came in clear, and we needed it in white because there is actually an AC unit inside there that keeps it cool. So we needed that to be in a white, so it could fit there. The other thing, the webpage, I believe Vince, a link is broke right now. We have a new webpage. It is through the same people that we use for our ballots, for voting online. And they have done web pages. This is their whole thing. We had a very outdated web page. We went ahead, no, we didn't. We paid our bill, so someone who posted that was definitely incorrect. We do pay our bills. Even we paid for the past reserves that weren't paid. So we have a new web page. We believe right now the link is broke. You can't get to it if you go to the YouTube on Brookridge. There is a link there. If you click on that link, it will bring you to the page. But I believe if you just type it in, that link is broke. So I did email the webmaster, and she is at an HOA conference and said she would go ahead and look into it. But we are putting things on every day onto that page. Yeah.
Yeah, on the YouTube itself and all that stuff, or Brookridge calendar, it's all been changed to the clubhouse calendar. The YouTube on there, it goes to the brookridgefl.com. It's all been fixed. It's all been tested.
Right, but I'm thinking that if you just Google it, I think the link is broke from, if you try to go there.
Debbie?
Yes.
It's fine.
Oh, it's fine? Oh, maybe she fixed it already.
It's been a waste of yesterday.
Okay,
You can go with it.
okay, we've heard people couldn't get onto it, but we've been able to get onto it, don't know why.
I just got an email the other day, so.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. You got on there fine, Linda? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Millie, did you have something to say? Okay. Oh, before Millie says anything, did anybody else have anything to say? Oh, God. Can I get Terry? Can I get Terry first? Oh, and Rich.
Terry Johnson, Unit 1. Is Gail Metcalf back in the community in good standing?
She never left in bad standing. Not good standing means you haven't paid your HOAs. Okay? Okay, so Jim actually asked me tonight if anybody had a question on that, he would address it on the 20th. Yes. He is actually not here. He went to visit grandbabies and spend a lot of money. Right. He actually had the conversation that took place, and I want him to explain that conversation since he had it and he took place with it. Okay?
Quick question, make it simple. Forget all the baloney going on. I don't like it a lot, that's besides the point. I want to make sure I can talk to the board. I'd like to have the board and the clubs purchase new coffee pots. Period. We have garbage here, garbage. You go to make a pot of coffee and the parts don't enter time. They're all garbage. Throw them all out, get new coffee pots, all the same. So simple. Like a pair of shoes. They're identical, left and right. So I'm asking the board to tell all the clubs, to get a contribution for new coffee pots. What do you figure, 300?
How many coffee pots?
Like that five.
Five?
There are 12 here.
We have 4 coffee pots.
Okay, so we should have.
So 2 for regular, 2 for, 1 for water, 1 for decaf?
Whatever they want, they're garbage. And when they wash them, they never wash out the spout. I see this, I got to tell you, I will not drink coffee out of it. Period.
So four coffee pots.
Nice ones. So why don't we just buy them? Why don't we? And throw the garbage out.
Okay. Sam's?
Just a matter of communication to the people that buys it, and that's all it is.
Right.
I didn't know that the coffee pots were broke.
The parts don't, you go, you make coffee, you can't find the right part back there, then intertwine with coffee. The stem is too short of this one, it doesn't work then.
So how many people use your pots? Or let's put it this way, how many people are using those pots?
Every club that comes in and put a use coffee.
All of them?
What about how dirty the countertop floor and those cards that we use? Disgusting.
Disgusting. I go in the back there and try to get in the cabinet. There was soda pop stacked up in the carts. The best was, I love the best one. Every ketchup, mustard, and relish was stacked out with pop on top of it. They're all squashed.
Yep.
Are we insane here?
Well, who was the last one in there that used that
I don't know.
particular card?
Check the sheet.
We don't know.
I don't know.
I had this conversation with Vince and he's done everything he can.
Right. You can't walk in that kitchen really unless you're a licensed person.
That's right.
The rest of my case, they're not licensed.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Did anybody else have? Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I missed,
Ken Wall, Unit 4. I'd like to know, who come up with the tolerance of 3 miles an hour with Pareto?
it's 4.
Well, it's 3 miles an hour, you got freebies, 4 miles an hour, you get a ticket. Am I right?
No, it's 4. It's 4
You
for
can
the
go-
radar down at 4.
You can go 34 miles an hour?
That's when you're gonna get a ticket, at the 4.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, you're allowed a tolerance of 3 miles an hour. Do you realize that's on a secondary road? It's 25 miles an hour, you're gonna let them run all the way up to 29 before you give them a ticket? And we were supposed to be all about reducing the speed in Brookridge. But it looks like to me, what's the tolerance when you set that gun? That wasn't bought with pocket change. There should
Can I-
be a tolerance.
Can I say something?
That's not how it works.
Oh, you need to pick up the microphone.
I got a quick statement real quick, okay? Vince Bees at Unit 3, I'm talking as a resident, okay? I joined the Air Force in 1984 and I was deployed to Kadena Air Base, Japan, Okinawa for 3 years. I'd like to ask the audience and the audience at home if they could manage to drive their car 15 kilometers an hour, and that was a max speed on base. Now, remind you, 15 kilometers an hour. You know what that equates to? About 11 miles an hour. That was the speed limit on Kadena Air Base in 1984. The max speed on the island was 50 kilometers. On the entire island, that was the max speed, other than going on the expressway. And that was 70 kilometers an hour. So, yes, I understand we have a speeding issue, but those things can be kind of handled through the rules and regulations of Brookridge through that committee and then actually decide what would be best to go, how far you can go. If you go 31, you're speeding, you should get a ticket, my opinion. But you know what, that's me. But I'm not in charge of that department.
To answer your question, yes, 34 is the way the boulevard, only the boulevard is set now. The 20, 25, 15, and there is a 15 out here, is nuts on that way. I'm gonna tell you with my fingers, it's closer to 2.
Are people aware of that?
Don't need to know.
Or you?
Don't need to be. I mean, really, if I'm telling you, you can go, if we, let's say we bring it up to 35, and we're all gonna go 35. True? I would. Let's say I set it at 40. And you say, hey guys, the new thing on the boulevard is 40. Everybody's gonna do 40, 38, 39, 40. So the radar person, which her name is Teresa, and I wrote together today, we had the boulevard set at 34. So if you do 35 or 34 rather, you can get a ticket. But the 25-mile-an-hour zone, it's a valid question. If we set it, we don't just standardize it 4 miles over. And maybe 2 at the 20, and maybe 2 at the 25, but it's not going to be 34 and 35 and 25. It's not going to be. It's not going to be.
Everybody, right now, all the talk you hear is, I can go 3 miles an hour over the speed limit and not get a ticket. And that's
On the boulevard?
Well, they don't know and realize it's just the boulevard where that leeway is.
Well, number one, it's set at 34 today. If we wanted to change that and make it 32, I disagree with Vince on 31. You know, we've all gone down the hill, and there are some hills and curves or whatever, you can pick up speed. Especially if you get cruise control on. Cruise control on, you can pick up speed. But
if you drive,
let me tell you the good thing.
Every car comes with a brake, and all you got to do is hit that brake. You have knowledge you're speeding up.
We do.
I don't think that's reasonable.
We do, but that's not, 9 out of 10 wouldn't feel that way. But let me tell you the good news, because her and I talked the other day. I think there were 20, today's Thursday, I think there were 27 violations written this week. So the speeding tickets are going to be increased. They'll be increased, and we're always open for discussion. But as Vince said, speeding's a problem. We're going to address it. Let's hope we are successful. Stay with me, though.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And go ahead.
I just want to tell you, we had a road rage incident on Brookridge Boulevard. It was 2 silver vehicles, one an SUV and one a regular car. They were going down Brookridge Boulevard. The SUV got mad and decided to ride down the middle. So the car couldn't go around. Somebody saw it from their house and was watching it as they were going by. And that car then decided to go on the median and speed up and go around. So we're talking Brookridge Boulevard here has turned into the Indianapolis 5000, okay? And road rage like on 75. So I have a very zero tolerance for any of that. We had a florist, George, that passed you going down Brookridge Boulevard, delivering flowers, and they were going 47 miles an hour clocked and got a ticket. Well, not a ticket, but got, wrote up for it. So I don't know, maybe the flowers were gonna be like really bad soon, but it's out of hand. And we have to really get a handle on this. Someone is gonna get hurt.
And also, when Teresa's out there radaring, please do not stop and talk to her about it. Please come to the office and get with the code enforcement on it. You don't need to, and it's happening a lot to her. People are scaring her, and please cut it out.
Right.
That
Yes, she just told her to drive
could be
away.
considered abusing an employee if you stop and
Yes.
interrupt their schedule. Question, by a couple of people, can you please introduce Dick? Debbie, can you please introduce Dick, for the community?
Well, we were really officially gonna do that on the 20th.
They're asking.
Okay. Dick, will you please come on up here for? Unfortunately, it is with a very, very heavy heart, very heavy, that our superintendent of code enforcement, Harry, has to leave us the end of this month. And we really don't know what to say about that. We had thought very hard about somebody who could fill his shoes, who knew the community, who knew rules, regulations, the roads, all of that, and security. And the first person that came to our mind was right here, Dick. So Dick started Wednesday with us, and he is the new superintendent of code enforcement, and he is working the rest of the month with Harry. And again, we're very, very sorry to see Harry go. It came very unexpectedly for all of us, including Harry. So we will tell you that. Did you want to say anything? I can try.
Well, let me tell you what I want to tell about code enforcement. No. I got a big background in security. I don't know if you guys know that. Private security. She said paperwork and all of this. Harry's lost me with paperwork. There is a true gentleman in Harry, no doubt about it. Everybody or anybody that knows Harry, he's a first-class guy. I saw him the last 2 days, and I was telling Terry and Trudy Johnson today, this guy and his paperwork and photos is truly amazing with code violations and things like that. That's going to be my biggest thing I got to learn. However, we did a lot yesterday. We even talked to a gentleman this morning that's bringing a new home in, which was nice for me because I got to see all the paperwork and all the measurements, and I even stored some in my head. And then we saw another home going in. So I think he's going to be a good teacher. Where I want to go a little bit, though, is we're going to make some changes. We're going to upgrade our security. We hear a lot about the front gate. I don't know if the front gate is as terrible as we think it is. And I don't know if the people are as terrible as I hear. We're going to have a training class on the 13th and the 20th. And it's going to be more like a security company training class. Not that we're a security company, by no means. But that's all I know. I know how successful security companies operate. So we're going to have a very nice 9 to 4 meeting on the 13th and the 20th. Half the crew come in one week, half come in the other. And everybody's going to treat it like it's a new job. They're going to be explained. They've really never had the chance to understand uniforms and politeness and customer service and awareness and all of the things that go along with it. So everybody's going to have a chance. And maybe we got better people than we think we got. Because I know they want to work. So let's hope we can help them work. So, and my door will be open. I don't want to overstep Harry right now. Harry's doing a training for me, and I want to respect that.
Thank you.
His name is Dick Terrio.
Yes.
Another question from Jerry Kraft is this: please clarify, do we have security here now?
No, we have code enforcement. He said that he wanted to. Sure. Did you want to clarify that for Ms. Kraft?
I'm waving. I wish you could see me. Good evening. I use the word security because if we had a security company in here, a uniform security company, we call it a security company. My background is in security and private investigations. So I'm going to ask all of our employees to listen to how a security company operates, which I think Ms. Kraft and everybody else would like to see us run. We'd like to see a gate guard be aware of everything around them and some of the other things that security does. So no, I guess the word is code enforcement, but they're going to be trained as security guards in addition to us doing code enforcement. Just a choice of words.
Jamie Dodd, Unit 2. Concerning the kitchen and your coffee pots and all that stuff, what if they had a list? When you go in and use the kitchen, you put the date you went in and what you want. So if there's a problem, that's who you.
Evidently, they're not filling it out. It's like little kids in school.
Roger, with Unit 2 also. Is there anything been addressed about, as far as the people that, at the guard shack, at night, when it gets dark, putting some type of a security system, a window, or an intercom system in there, okay?
I got it covered.
We have, a safety system that is going in place. It's being installed, I believe tomorrow is already Friday, either tomorrow or the first of next week. But there is a safety system in addition to, of course, phones and things like that that are gonna be in place in the guardhouse. Yes, we already have that done.
You want to say? Yeah.
Rob White, Unit 4. This is to Dick. You're talking about training people in security. Are you going to get them a security license like they're supposed to have?
No, that's not true.
Where I'm from, it is.
Well, me too. I mean, it's called a Class D in Florida. But no, they're not going to be licensed security guards or security officers. They're going to be code enforcement. What I'm trying to say is, if you've got a gate guard and that person is aware of what licensed security guards do, that's a plus for us. And that's the only background I know. I want to train them to be vigilant and all the things and be aware of the fire system and calling 911 just like a security person. If you want to come to work for me, you're going to be having the same training that they would. It doesn't mean you have to have a Class D license. We're not promoting security. We're not mentioning security. I'm using the choice of word because I want to make us feel secure and train them.
But we should get more in security after what happened down the block.
Well,
And
you know, you and I can talk after. You're talking about High Point?
High Point.
Yeah, well, we all talk about High Point, but I've got my opinions there.
But
you know, not much.
in reality.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I'm a former jarhead. I've run main gates.
Right.
If you come up to me and I lean down and say, sir, who are you coming to see? And you pull a weapon, I'm dead. There's very little you're going to be able to do. You can put a button in there, you can put a bulletproof glass in there. It's too late, I'm dead.
But we gotta do something.
We have. She's got it. She said, I'll talk to you later.
Right. We have. We are installing a additional security system within the guardhouse. And it will be up and operational. There is nothing, we can do everything. I mean, unfortunately, you have people that are in their homes. They have invasions in their homes. They didn't ask for anybody to come in, but nowadays things are not like how it used to be. So we are trying to do things that is an additional, what is going to happen in there, but we are trying to solve and make things more safe as an environment, but there's nothing to say it couldn't happen during the day. There were 2 people in there and 20 cars backed up to the highway that somebody doesn't come and pull a gun and try and rob them, or somebody try to come in the office and do that. We're just trying to take additional measures.
If fire rescue's coming in hot for whatever reason, all those people get, if you have 10 people on the line, they're all gonna get in. There's nobody watching the car or anything else, nothing else to do, they gotta get in.
Right, I mean.
We need to do something about it, we need to make it work, we need to do something, not just say we're gonna do something, but do it.
Okay, like I tell everybody, and this is the honest truth. I can do anything you want me to do. I can build anything you want me to build. If you want me to build something brand new for you on 7 acre, state of the art, you want me to raise the roof on this place, put another roof next door. I can do whatever you want me to do, but that comes at a great cost. We had a hard time just getting through $2. And if you think I would come back and say, oh, well, by the way, we're gonna widen that road out there at the main gate and make it, and put maybe 2 guardhouses, one for incoming solely, one for outgoing, one this, one that. That would be, and not including the road study, that environmental impact study, like someone wanted an additional gate out here, that would be in excess of $1 million divided by all of you. I can't get $2. You think someone is gonna give me 75 or 100?
What I'm saying is, they should have done years ago, they should have been thinking about this down the road.
Right.
It wasn't falling on you, I'm sorry.
Right, it is, it is
You've done a
definitely,
great job, I mean, you really have.
it is definitely falling on us. And a lot of stuff has fallen on us, but we are trying to make it better. And we are trying to think about safety by putting in the additional safety things for the guardhouse, and especially for the people who work at night or who are driving around at night. I just ordered 2 lights, one for each of the trucks. So white and yellow, that they look like a police light, not one of safety security, strobe lights. And so when they're going around at night, they can use those, or an emergency, or they have to follow the police in, or the fire department. And we're also gonna put reflecting letters on all the trucks, so that people can see them at night where they are and who they are coming by. No, can I ask you, just Esther, do you want to say something? Okay.
Esther White, Unit 4. Debbie said that we were getting more security. We have. We have just learned that we got buttons that we can wear on us, and if we press the button, the police will show up immediately. There is no phone calls. You can be anywhere in the guard gate, and you can now just press the button. It actually got installed today. It is operational. So as far as that goes on the overnights, we are safe that way. And as far as the fire rescue, we don't have to let the cars in. Most of the fire rescue go in the resident side. So if we hold back the visitors, they will just open the resident side, and the fire trucks and the ambulance go in that way. And the people that are already on the resident side do move to the right. So we do have a plan in place, and it is working. And as long as you stand outside and just point to the fire rescue, they go. And we just let them in. So we don't let anybody just in anymore. We don't have to.
Millie,
so
did you have something to say? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Can I just let Millie go?
Sure, go ahead.
Millie's
I've
gonna
been
get after
writing
me.
at the bid for about 2 months, but that's all right. You know, we come to these meetings, town hall meetings and regular meetings, and listen to everyone's concerns. I'm gonna say concerns, not complaints, because complaints, what can you do? You know, we ran for this board, and the residents and the homeowners elected us to this board. I know the 5 of us from day one stated about transparency. And this is a big thing with our president and the other 4 board members. You know, this board here, I've been writing letters and numbers and everything else for the last 2 months. The board has everyone's interests that live in this community. I'm not gonna do for me if I wouldn't do for you. You put us here, you trusted us, you trust us, and unfortunately, and no matter where it is, you're always gonna have people out there that the gossip and rumors, and that's what it is out there. And one of them is that next door neighbor. If you read that, to me, personally, it's garbage, because it's supposed to set out to be looking for a pet. Somebody needs to have a contract or something. That's what the general thing was. It doesn't do that now. And it's a shame that people just listen to things that are not true. If you have concerns about anything that goes on here in this community, there's 5 of us. Our numbers are, you can reach us at any time, day or night, and I know that for a fact with Debbie and George. I know that for a fact. You can reach us. If you can't reach, our numbers are in the book. If you have concerns about anything, please call us. If we can't get the answer, we will get the answer. Don't listen to this nonsense out there. And I know there was a couple of things brought up here that will be straightened out at the next meeting. It's just sad that you gotta, every day you're hearing something like, who said that? Don't listen to it. If it doesn't concern you, don't disregard it. And so many times, like when I was public works director, I had 43 guys that worked for me. And I said, if you mention my name, it better be right, because I'll come after you if you're not telling the truth. This is what this board is about, transparency and truth. And if you don't feel that way, then don't vote for George and I the next election. That's all I can tell you. We love everybody here. We've been here, I've been here, this is my second go around the last 20, 25 years. It's a good community. You have diversity in here. You have people from all walks of life, every Italians and whatever, all and everybody needs to work together. We're all neighbors. Look out for each other. Somebody starts saying that, you know what, if it doesn't concern you, don't even listen to it. Call us. Get in touch with us. Say, you know what, Millie, I just heard this. And if I can't give you an answer, I'll get it. But if I think it's a rumor, I won't even answer it. Don't even call me. Well, I think I heard this, because I had a phone call last night, I'm not going to say. And I said to that person, look, if it doesn't concern you and it doesn't concern me, I don't want to hear about it. We're concerned about the safety of this community. This board has been presented with stuff that went on for years. And we're trying our best to do what we can do with what we have. And like our president said, you know, there's a lot of things we would like to do, but it takes time to improve, to get different things in perspective. Just give this board a chance like you have for the last 7 months. We're doing everything we can. And I feel this way personally, if someone feels that they can do a better job than us, put your application in and run for the board. That's all I can tell you. Thank you.
Got one more question from YouTube, real quick. They want me to ask the thing about code enforcement.
Could we have unit, name and unit number?
Well, this is from James Bennett, Unit 1. He's asking me to please ask this thing about code enforcement best codified by board vote. I don't know what that means.
Doesn't make any sense.
What was it, Vince?
Says, ask this thing about code enforcement best codified by board vote.
I have no idea what he's talking about, so, I mean, we can't answer something that we can't understand. I guess that's be the best way I can answer it, Mr. Bennett.
Something with code enforcement, but I'm.
No. Unless she means violation.
Oh, no. Go ahead, man. You want to come up?
Okay, Mary Ann, my crime watcher.
Mary Ann Moselle, Unit 3. I'm sorry to be bothering you people again. I'm still looking for volunteers for Crime Watch. And apropos to everything else that's going on, please, we're coming into the holiday season. When you go out to the parking lots in Walmart and the big box stores, people don't even bother to get out of their cars to steal from you anymore. They just drive by and grab it as you're loading your car. So please be careful. Don't be out at night if you can help it. If you're interested in Crime Watch, page 36 will tell you how to go ahead and get in an application. Scams are huge right now. Don't be giving any personal information out over a telephone.
Or the internet.
Or the internet. The internet, since the first satellite went up, there's been no privacy. So don't think that just because you are typing out your little thing and somebody's answering you, that that's an actual person on the other end, because it probably isn't. I had something else too, but my mind is gone. Gone into the air. But anyway, please, with holidays coming up, please be very, very careful. Thank you.
Does anyone know when the next ice cream social is gonna be?
When are you gonna have it?
And this one, or which one?
Jerry, I guess you can call Patrona.
Yeah. We were hoping for, probably something in February. And then everybody would be back. We're anticipating, but of course, we're now up against trying to get a date in here because we'll be competing against, all kinds, social dance, entertainment, all kinds of folks that use this room. So we were looking at something in February. Right now, we are more interested in the 50+ birthday that we have going on. So if you are interested in that, that's going to be March 9th. So we are extremely busy with that, and we just got a quote for the DJ for that our committee will be looking at. So right now we're looking at something in February, but we have a lot of stuff that we have to compete with for very little space.
Dick Terrio, Unit 3 again, to get back to security. Nobody's going to be more concerned than Harry. Believe me, Harry is very concerned. I've had a chance to work with him 2 days about the safety of those people in that guard shack. We are going to make a little bit different rover, if we want to call it, code enforcement at night, the people that work at night. We've already talked about some reroutes, if we want to call it that. The other thing, a real quick story on High Point. Do you know the story? Have you ever heard about the video and things? From what I understand, it was an hour or two that this young man spoke to that person. They've done fist bumps. They were extremely friendly. What they were talking about, we don't know. But on the video that's there, they were fist bumping. They were friendly. And this went on and on and on. I almost think they said the guy actually got out of the car and talked to him and got back in. And again, talked and laughed or whatever. Went away, came back and killed him. You can't protect that kind of security. There's nothing a button, glass door, or bulletproof doors. There's nothing. You could have a Marine in there with an AK-47 behind the guard at the gate. It's not, he's dead. That's all I'm going to say to that. But that was a sad thing to take a young man to be talking to that elderly person and then kill him. But that's what happens. You betcha. You tell me how we can stop that guy coming. You go get your gun and you come and I'm on that gate, I'm dead. Too late. Too late. You're in the car. I got my weapon. And I've carried a weapon for 40 years. Yes, sir. Can I help you? Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to 8181 Weatherford. Okay, hold on, sir. Bang! I'm dead. Or, is it Brookridge nice? How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Friendly. Bang! I'm dead.
Is there anybody else before we close? Oh, Rich, you're not the only one. There's a young lady in the back.
Real quick. What does Saturday mean to anybody? Saturday morning breakfast, what's that mean? Saturday morning breakfast. Santa Claus will be here. Nobody cares, do they?
You wanna do ice cream after?
These are the kids that we bring from the outside to give the gifts that don't get a chance to get gifts from parents.
Well, you think they might like some ice cream too?
Ice cream. Coffee.
We can't, the coffee pot's broke.
No coffee, sorry, you have to bring your own.
Man.
I don't need a microphone, I just want to tell you what I'd forgotten to tell you is that Kias and Hondas are the cars of choice for theft right now. So if you are driving either one of them, make sure you lock it up.
So Mary Ann is saying that Kias and Hondas is the choice to be stolen right now. Is that correct? Kias and Hondas is the top choice for car thieves? Okay.
And the only thing big that's happening in the county right now is that construction areas are being ripped off. At one point, they would put GPSs in the appliances because they were being stolen on such a regular basis. But that doesn't affect us.
Well, I'll just tell you all this. Bob's Barricades, I swear he's my long lost dad. He's looking for me. He's got more money than I don't know. He's got more barricades. He has barricaded the entire East Coast. So I know. I want to be his daughter. I really do. So Bob, if you're out there and listening, I'm your kid. Come get me. Just teasing everybody. It's almost Christmas. It's almost the end of the year. It's been a long year. And we have a lot of stuff planned coming up. Starting in January, we have a lot of contracts that we have to get done. We have an electrical upgrade that we have to put in place here. We have swimming pool that needs to be cleaned out and washed. We have roads that need a contract for milling and paving. So we have a lot of things that are gonna start happening once January comes with the amount of contracts that we have. We also are gonna go ahead and put we're getting quotes right now for the new AC unit. Vince, that's the middle AC unit, correct?
Yes.
The middle AC unit, how long has that been out?
About a year and a half.
Okay, year and a half, but that needs duct work. We knew that was gonna be really expensive, so we did the one that was behind here first. So we're gonna be getting quotes for that. So we have new AC, upgrade electrical, the swimming pool needs to be done, and milling and paving of the roads. So we have a lot. George?
You know, I've heard a lot of people say, boy, this board's spending a pile of money. Well, guess what? The last two boards didn't spend any, so that's why it's on to us. And think of this, approximately $1.3 million put into one account when it's only short for $250,000. How dumb is that? And we have to deal with it now. Jim is paying it back. And, you know, we're trying. We're trying to do the best we can do. And when was it? Yesterday, I see something online, I probably shouldn't read it. It said, oh my God, they had 5 men down there at the guard shack trying to put one tower up. Did anybody think? It don't matter if he had 10 there. It cost us one price. And he was bringing guys from another job to help him out if he needed help. That was all it was. And that was on the resident side, I think. But yeah, that's another 329 board members that haven't run.
A car went around that and nicked the new arm that they were holding in their hands. It ticked the car. That's how careless some people are. But anyway, did damage it.
Is there anyone else?
Is there any other questions out there, comments?
Don't listen to rumors.
If not,
You're gonna adjourn the meeting.
let's conclude the meeting. Thank you.
Adjourn.
Adjourn the meeting.
Yep, at 8.
Thank you, guys.
guys for coming.
Thank you.
At 8:29. Be careful going home, everybody.
See you next week.
It's a long way home. Oh, no.